Welcome back to Crushing Sounds. My name is Chris. I am joined by another one of your incredible Metal to the Masses finalists with the epic Calvaria. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. How are we all doing?
Yeah, we're doing good, thanks.
Yes,
Thank you.
bit warm.
Appreciate you guys taking the time to chat with me today. Cool. So we'll get on to all things Metal to the Masses in a little bit, but first things first, let's do the obvious start. Let's take things right back to the beginning. How did Calvaria come to be?
Calvaria initially started, well, me and Natasha, we were at a gig watching the Raven Age perform, and I just initially turned to her and said, we need to be doing that. We wanted to start a band anyway. So yeah, we just decided from then on that we wanted to start a metal band, and we started playing around with sounds and ultimately ended up writing Shadows of a Thousand Years, one of the songs off our EP. Yeah, that's how it started, really.
Sweet. Am I the only person who has accidentally referred to you guys as Calavaria?
No, absolutely
We get
not.
mispronounced all the time. We've had the Cavaliers, Calvaria, Caviar,
Caviar.
Calvary.
the Cavalry.
Yeah.
Oh man, the list goes on really.
Calling him a bad name to be.
No. Yeah, no, literally. Oh man, we pronounce all the time. It's quite funny. Like I say, the list goes on.
How it came to be as well. Like we've had a few lineup changes over the past couple of years. Like these two are the originators, but then the three of us kind of joined with the past year and a bit or so. The
brand new.
iteration
Yeah.
is quite a new version of the band.
It's quite refreshing as well. Like it feels like we finally like completed the lineup. Like we've got our guys now, which is brilliant.
Yeah, sweet. Awesome. So it's quite clear in your sound to people listening to your music. I think you describe yourselves on your website as well as sort of a reinvention of 2000s era of heavy metal, basically. So let's do the elevator pitch. How would you describe your sound to a new listener?
We call ourselves melodic metal because obviously the clean vocals. It's it's very like riff driven, guitar harmony kind of clean vocals. But yeah, I think we're getting heavier as time goes on and as we got like new members. I think we're developing our sound a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of modern influence coming into play as well. With all these heavier metalcore bands coming onto the scene. We're pulling a load of influence from more modern stuff as well and sort of blending it with our initial 2000s roots.
Yeah, sweet. So what bands were key inspirations right back at the beginning?
The big one was the Raven Age.
Mhm.
That was the gig that Scott was talking about, where we kind of realised that's the kind of music that we want to be making. I'd say Bullet was like an early inspiration, like Kill Switch Engage. They're like the initial bands that we were inspired by. It's kind of changing a bit now, but like we're always going to stick to our roots, which is kind of based in the early 2000s.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I was going to mention Bullet because I listened to your EP, The Prophecy, and as soon as the guitar riffs come in, I'm thinking, that is Poison era Bullet, my Valentine. which is sick. It made me really nostalgic for it. Cool. So, I think you've also been very consistent on the look of the band as well. I look at photos on your website, I got Fever era Bullet, my Valentine, as I was saying, going on that band a lot. Did you pay close attention to the look of the band as well as the sound?
Yeah, we've sort of that's one of the things as we personally feel it's quite important for bands to sort of have a look. Like obviously music takes the main focus, but for the image to be there as well, it's quite an important thing these days, and it helps sort of helps define the band. So we've been looking a lot into that, a lot into how we can put a spin on the early 2000s metalcore style outfits, that sort of thing. So we've all gone with the sort of the vest type look.
Which, to be fair, is very useful on stage because it does keep you cool.
Does, yeah, it's practical as well, yeah.
I had the wrong idea when I joined them in February. I was getting on stage in say like a big like oversized hoodie and like a beanie, and everyone else is in like leather and studs and everything else. So
You must be dying.
it really stood out. And so once I had like the vest and everything, this is just immediately way better.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not recommend a big jester costume and a face full of makeup. Jesus fucking Christ. It's better than wearing what he used to wear a mask.
Yeah,
But I think the guitarist will smile more.
Mad, I'm sorry I didn't recognize
That's
you.
fine. I don't have the get up. So,
Yeah, it's all mad.
of course, as I mentioned, at the moment you have your 5-track EP, Prophecy. It sounds awesome, by the way. Absolutely loved it. Have your live shows predominantly featured those tracks, or has plenty of new stuff worked its way into your set list?
They sort of dominated the set list for quite a long time, and they were in there a lot. There have been like 1 or 2 tracks we haven't played so much, I don't think. But the majority of it has always been in the set. But recently, as we started writing more, developing our sound, it's just sort of falling out of the set more and more. So the only 2 songs that we have currently in the set are Shadows of a Thousand Years and At World's End. So the majority of our set right now is new material, which we're really excited about.
Yeah, sweet. Those 2 songs that you've kept, do you keep them because did the audience respond to them more? Or are they just personal favorites of you guys?
A bit of both, really. Like, we do really like the songs, and again, the audience are really responsive to them, which is good.
I think with At World's End, that was our first song that had like a decent amount of success in terms of like radio play and stuff. So I think that's like our most well-known one. So I think that's one we're probably going to keep in for like a long time, I think.
Yeah, the one you're eventually going to get sick of, no doubt.
Yeah.
I never get sick of it. It's like my favorite breakdown out of all of them. It's such a
Every time we start rehearsing, Joe just picks up his guitar and plays the breakdown every single time.
so good.
And Shadows as well, I really like that we keep Shadows in there because it's got this really show-offy part in the middle that's just really fun to perform. And that's our 2 really talented guitarists just like have a great time.
Yeah, awesome. So earlier this year, you finally dropped some new music with The Serpent Lies Within. Also awesome stuff. So was 2024 mostly a period of just solid writing and gigging?
Pretty much,
It was
yeah.
basically like, because we used to be based in like London, Milton Keynes.
Oh, okay.
The whole of last year was basically like finding a new lineup, which took a while. So yeah, that's basically why we didn't put anything out for like the majority of the year.
Okay. Is The Serpent Lies Within a taster of more music to come, hopefully very soon?
Yep.
It just gets heavier from here.
Yeah, no, we're really looking forward to the new stuff that we're looking to put out by the end of this year.
Sweet. Am I allowed to prod for a rough time frame?
Hopefully
End of the summer.
hopefully end of the summer. Fingers crossed, something will be out.
Awesome, cool. So, obviously, for everyone watching, make sure you check out that link down below to check out Calvaria's music. See, I thought I could normally fine with that name, but now I'm worried about Caviar's music. There we go. Cool. So let's discuss the main event, so to speak. You guys are, of course, in the final, as we said, of Bristol's Metal to the Masses competition to potentially play Bloodstock. Congrats with that, guys. Thoroughly well deserved. Not to bring up the past, but you guys were in last year's competition as well.
We were.
Yeah, that last year's competition, my first gig with Calvaria was the semi-final of last year, last year's Melt to the Masses, and we didn't play a heat because there weren't enough bands in. So my first gig, we went straight through to this semi, and we actually were on the lineup with Froglord, who went on to win it. And it was a really good time, but we just weren't up to anywhere near the same standard we are now.
We weren't prepared enough. Like Alex said, it was our first gig back with the new lineup, so we weren't ready. We just wanted to gig essentially.
It felt a bit
really
unfair
good.
though as well, because like we didn't do the heat, so I think
Yeah.
it's more like, who is this band now? Like,
Well, you say that, I was going to ask, because obviously, did it feel like jumping straight to the semi-final almost in a way put you on the back foot? Because I often find at Melt to the Masses, seeing the journey a band goes through from the beginning to the end, that kind of resonates with the voters a bit more. Did it feel like you had a more harder time to prove yourselves going straight into the semis?
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. And I feel like this time around it felt a lot more natural. Like I feel like we've almost earned it the way we've worked ourselves up rather than just being sort of shot straight through. Like last time we were a bit like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it would have
great,
felt
but
wrong, I think, if we got through it.
Yeah, it did feel a bit like we shouldn't have been there, but now it feels like we've actually worked to earn our place.
It's been so great going through this competition as well. Like I felt like the difference between our performance in the heat to the semi-final was just night and day. So I can imagine, I wasn't with the band at the time, but I can imagine going straight from that semi-final without having the experience of the heat was just kind of not setting you up for failure, but there's so much to be learned from just that one heat, you know. And so yeah, it's been a great experience.
Yeah, I mean, rest assured, you more than proved yourselves to me that night. I bought a T-shirt last year at that show, so I've been a fan ever since.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah, no worries. Obviously, as you said, you've done the whole thing this time. So, how have you found the experience of Melt to the Masses this year?
It's been amazing, really. Like the whole community, the whole vibe of the place. Like we met so many people, made loads of friends. It's just amazing. Like even if we don't win or anything, like it's just been brilliant. Like the whole thing's been mind blowing. And as well, I feel like it's helped us progress as a band as well, because it gives us something to really push and work for. And we have been like really cracking down, trying to improve every time we play. And yes, just yeah, lost the words really. It's really good.
I feel like we've made some really good connections with the other bands as well.
Yeah.
Like every single band is just so lovely as a group of people and plays amazing music and just wants everyone else to do well. Like the community spirit at this Melt to the Masses is really strong, and I think a testament to that is that the finals sold out, which is incredible.
Yeah.
I think like the way it's run in Bristol, like because we've done it before in like another region, and like it's run so well in Bristol that like even if we don't win, I think we still would have got a lot out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to be part of a scene that's just actually popping off. Like I've done like indie rock or, you know, just covers or whatever. But as you say, the community and seeing so many great grassroots bands who are just sick of what they do is like really inspiring to just keep pushing and getting better.
Yeah, awesome. How does it feel to be in the final?
Wicked.
It's very
Yeah.
surreal.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so, but just like
we didn't think we'd
incredible.
ever get this far. And again, it's amazing to be on the lineup that we are with all these incredible bands. Like every single one of them has blown us away. So the fact we're on the same lineup as them is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, awesome. I have been asking every band this, but you don't have to answer if you'd rather not. But is there any one band in particular that you're eyeing up as your big competition for the night?
All of them.
I feel like all of them. Yeah, everyone. It is anyone's game. I know everyone's saying that, but it literally is. Like everyone's just so talented. All the bands are incredible. Again, every single one of them has blown us away with their performance. So
I think especially as well, like every band is really different. Like I wouldn't say that like there's another band that sounds like really similar to the way we do. There's not another band that sounds similar to like any of the other bands that are there. Everyone's got like a really distinct style. Everyone's like coming from a different place in terms of their influences, and you can really hear that. So like even if I felt like there was another band that like we were like contesting with, which we're not because we're all great friends now, like I feel like everyone's appealing to different people and has different pros and cons, and I don't think there's any way for anyone to really call this at this point because everyone's so good and so deserving of the win.
I do not envy the judges having to pick a band.
Yeah. Every band's giving me a very diplomatic answer to that question.
It's true though, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree, to be perfectly fair. I think it's anyone's game at this point, and whomever it is that eventually takes it, there's going to be no bad blood in the room. We're all going to go fucking fair enough.
yeah.
It's going to be a fucking awesome final. As we've always banged on about, this competition is about potentially playing Bloodstock, but it's also mostly, as we know, about connecting with other bands. I've mentioned before how good the camaraderie feels amongst all the bands this year. I've been to this I've been attending this competition as an audience member for many, many years, and can't remember the last time I saw so many bands going to each other's heats, even if they've been knocked out or they're not even competing that night. It's been really cool to see, and I know two of you came to my semi-final as well. Even though you had a gig that night, just saying I really, really appreciate that. That was awesome. So what would it mean for you guys to play Bloodstock?
Can't even put it to words really. I think their two reactions just summed it all up. Just the whole.
It would just be the
Yeah.
most ridiculous opportunity.
I don't think it would
Come true.
sink in. Like until you're there
Yeah.
playing it, I don't think it would sink in.
It just feel like that's, it would be the best thing that could possibly happen out of this to us.
Yeah.
That is a boyhood dream of
Yeah,
mine,
100%.
just to play a big stage like that. I could
Yeah.
I could leave this entire thing behind happy if we just did that one thing.
Again, the chance to support so many other big bands, like by being at like performing at that festival would also be incredible.
Yeah.
Just to be part of that event would just be mind blowing.
Yeah, we'll be in the absolute
Yeah.
world
Yeah.
if we want.
Have you guys ever been to Bloodstock, even as audience members?
I haven't.
No.
I've really been wanting to, but it's getting so popular and not getting tickets is fine.
Oh, of course, yeah, it's sold out. I forgot about that. I moved on mine quick. You guys strike me as a download crowd, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
that's-
agree.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's fine. Once you go to Bloodstock, you'll never go back to download. Just saying. Have you had a look at the Bloodstock lineup? Have you seen who you might be terrified of clashing with if you were to play it?
Ooh, haven't actually gotten that far yet with
We've
Pennsylvania.
been some.
But now that you mention it, I'm gonna.
Who do you think
You want to see
really
Gojira?
have to-
Yeah.
We would not. Well, we might be, I suppose. Yeah, I'd really love to see Gojira.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
Beyond potentially playing the best heavy metal festival in the country, what does the rest of 2025 have in store for Calvaria?
Little mini tour kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully, again, to go hand in hand with some new releases as well. Fingers crossed if all
Yeah.
goes to plan. Just great. And then
We have a secret gig we're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
Watch this space.
Yeah, watch it.
yeah.
Good luck with the rest of the year, guys, and good luck in the finals. Cool. So I like to round off these interviews the same way every single time with some random quick-fire questions that have nothing to do with anything. You can think as long or as short as you like. Don't have to agree. You can fight it out if you want. Just some random questions to see us through to the end. So, first question: modern metal or traditional metal?
Oh my God.
Modern.
Mix of both.
Yeah,
I love both. Like I was brought up on like the traditional stuff, and yeah, it's only recently I've started getting into the modern stuff. So I've got to be a solid in between there.
Just the Holy Dive album alone, I think just makes that for me. I have to say traditional. That was like the soundtrack to my childhood. So
Cool, fair enough. Mosh pit or standing at the barrier?
mosh
Mosh pit.
Barrier.
Barrier.
I'm boring.
I want to bang my head like with the full length of my hair going up and down, and I can't really do that as much if there's people around me because I'll hit them and then hurt myself.
That's the fun of it, though. You hit them.
Go on your 5 foot.
Also, if I'm in the mosh pit, I can't see shit.
See, I just close my eyes and run through the pit. Oh god, that reminds me. At your semi-final, I fucking stacked it in the mosh pit, and I landed on my ankle. I couldn't walk the next day.
Oh man. No.
Genuinely, I've never had that happen to me before, where I couldn't walk the next day. I think my late 20s are catching up with me, but you know, I'll be back in the pit. We'll be fine. Anyway, what band do you wish you could have seen in their heyday?
So bad.
Pantera.
Oh, good choice. Oh, that's really true.
That is tough.
Honestly, this might be a bit of a curveball. I'm going to go with Queen.
That's not a curveball at all. That's a solid answer.
Just like imagine being at Wembley for that.
Yeah, that would be.
Good show.
Legendary.
I think that tops it there. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I did not come up with this next one. I saw it online and it made me retch, so I want to ask you guys. Would you rather lick the inside of Corey Taylor's mask or Gene Simmons' makeup off of his face?
I despise Gene Simmons.
Yeah,
I have to go with Mask.
Have to go with the mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Who knows?
comment.
I may like it. Good luck.
Do you reckon they clean them?
Probably not.
I apologise for that. I'm never asking that question again.
No, more like that,
Oh,
man.
man. More like, yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
Cool. Filthy breakdowns or catchy choruses?
Breakdown.
Patchy Cora.
Section.
Catch a chorus.
Yeah. Let's break that.
Well, you know, if we get a mix of both at a Calvaria show, so that works.
That's what we like to bring.
Good.
Sweet. Favourite movie?
Princess Bride.
Ooh. Forrest Gump. Actually, I watched The Wild Robot yes.
Oh, is that-
That film is so good.
That's really good. Yeah, that's my new favorite.
The Lost Boys, the 80s
I
vampire.
was fully expecting you to say High School Musical.
Oh, and High School Musical. I would expose myself.
No, that's like-
What's a film you watched recently that you like?
It's been a while
Put
since
you on
I've
the
watched
spot
a
now.
film. Yeah. I'd say the most recent one I've enjoyed is Long Legs.
Ooh,
That was pretty good.
That was pretty tight.
Morning or evening?
Evening.
Evening.
Thoroughly agree. Favorite band or artist?
This is a contention.
Oh no, don't do this to us, man.
Calvaria. No.
Having watched the other interviews, I've been thinking about this question, and I've landed on Meshuggah.
See, I've got to go Bon Jovi through and through. They've always been a favourite for me. I've just got to stick to my guns there.
I have to go with this. They're kind of niche. No, just this like
Know them?
just like this adult-oriented rock band from the 80s called FM. Yeah, I just listened to them a lot when I was younger, so kind of nostalgia type thing.
And a final question. Favorite Calvaria song?
Are we saying unreleased ones?
Unreleased.
Yeah.
Don't go anything.
First one.
What's get that?
To Bury the Crown.
Bury the
Bury the
Crown.
Crown.
It's unreleased and it is tied.
We end our sets with it, and it's just
Yeah,
recorded.
Yeah.
Bury the Crown.
Yeah.
Although I really love Serpent Lies Within. Honestly, I think I'm very torn between that and Bury the Crown. Ironically, they're opposite ends of the set. Like we start with Serpent and then end with Bury the Crown, but
I think I'll go with Bury the Crown.
It's got to be Bury the
Crown.
Nice. My favorite's Serpent Lies Within. That song is so good. Cool. So that's all I've got. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
No problem at all. For everyone watching, I would say look at the link down below and get a ticket for the final, but you can't. You missed out because the Bristol's final on July 13th is sold out. But if you are going, hopefully see you there. It's going to be an absolutely incredible evening. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you all for watching. Go listen to some amazing heavy metal, and we'll see you in the next video.